Hello, everyone. Look, I'm here with Marcus Rosner. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. So, before we dive into hearing all about Romance to the Rescue, I wanted to get to know you better. And I wanted to hear a little bit about your journey into acting and how you wound up, on Hallmark. I know you do other things, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Well, I basically grew up in a small town in northern Canada. Lots of hockey players, lots of oil workers, that kind of thing. I was a big jock, played a lot of sports. Didn't really dabble in anything creative, or I didn't take drama or consider performance of any sort, to be honest. And then when I graduated from high school, my mom and I had saved up for a long time. We didn't get to travel much growing up because we didn't have a ton of money. And so we saved up to go to New York City, which was always a place that we saw in film and television, and it seemed like this interesting land far off that we wanted to explore. And so we went there together for a week as sort of a graduation present trip. And we were walking down Broadway and we saw the New York Film Academy, and sort of ducked in there and asked some questions. And they said, "This is the acting department." And that was the first time it sort of dawned on me that you could learn to act. I always thought it was just I don't know, you were born with that
Right,
ability,
right. A natural
or yeah, or you were born into it. I don't know. And so when I got back home to my hometown, I started trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I started researching if there were any of these acting schools near me. And there was a pretty good one in Vancouver, the Vancouver Film School. And so I spent the next 8 months saving up, doing a lot of uh, Joe jobs, like roofing, construction, stuff like that. I delivered for FedEx for a while.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah, and then I moved out to Vancouver. I didn't know anybody in the city, and I just started going to film school. I did a 4 month introduction to acting program there, and sort of that was when the spark was lit, and I came out of my shell a bit because I had this very hardened jockey exterior. That was built off of a lifetime or a childhood of insecurities,
Oh,
and feeling like I had to be this macho jock guy.
wait
And
a minute. I
so
was just gonna say, hold on, hold on. Insecurities in what? That you didn't think you were athletic enough? Is that what you were thinking?
no, just I don't
Just
know.
life.
There's from if you come from where I come from, uh, dudes don't really express themselves very
Gotcha.
broadly or widely, and the entire craft of acting is about being vulnerable and about
Yes.
being expressive and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so it was a complete departure, and it was very healthy for me, not only as a budding actor, but as a person. And so yeah, I did that, and then I did some traveling and had got some life experience for the next 3 years after that, and then I eventually made my way back to Vancouver. When I was about 21, I started bartending and going to auditions, and I got an agent, and I got a guest star here and a little movie there, and one thing led to the other, and eventually I had a career and fortunate enough to continue to have one now.
Here we are, right?
Here we are. Yeah.
So wait a minute. You were when you told me then you were what, 21? No, what did you say? Yeah, I'm thinking you did a lot of living in that short little span of time. Like
Yeah.
you were telling me, I was thinking it was years, but here it wasn't. So that was a lot. You became successful fast.
Yeah, I guess I became successful. It's so funny because if you told me that when I was 22, 23, 24, it did not feel fast.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I think I moved out to Vancouver when I was 21, and I was able to stop bartending when I was 25. So I spent about 4 years there getting the odd acting job and bartending on the weekends. And that felt like a long time, but it was certainly much less time than a lot of my contemporaries I know that I've talked to and have since, been able to make a living as an actor. But they weren't able to do so until their later 20s, their early 30s, stuff like that.
Right.
So
I remember because your story when you're saying about the bartending, there are a lot of people that that are actors. That's what they do. They bartend and then I don't know, they're going to school or they're doing their little side jobs. I remember Chris McNally, like he said it was like almost 10 years and he was almost going to say sorry. And then, a whole bunch of things unfolded for him. That's kind of
It's
cool.
it's funny that you mentioned Chris. I mean, Chris and I were buddies before we ever acted. We were in acting classes together. We
Oh,
we
okay.
we lived together at times. Chris is a buddy of mine from way back when I first started trying to act. He was one of the first people I met when I moved to Vancouver. And so, yeah, he's one of the people that comes to mind when you say it happened fast for me. I guess I look at somebody like Chris and I think, I guess in comparison, I was quicker to get out of the bars, but yeah, and obviously things are going perfectly fine for Chris now.
Oh,
But
yes, but you too. I'm just saying, it's funny because in perspective, I was actually teaching this to the children in my class. I'm a teacher. We were talking about perspective, like my view on it, your view on it. You bring your own life things to it. So for you, I'm sure it felt like it took forever, right? It felt like it took forever, but actually I'm on the outside watching, and to me it's not forever, but it's not happening to me, so I can
mm,
say that. But
right.
how did you wind up with on Hallmark? What was like your first Hallmark experience?
I think the first Hallmark thing I did, the one somebody asked me this recently too, and
Mhm.
I had to rack my brain, and I think it might have been a Hallmark movie called The Christmas Detour, with Candace Cameron
Yes,
Bure and Paul Green,
yes, yeah,
and I played Candace's fiance, and then Paul swoops in on like
yeah,
a road trip that they're on, and and inevitably
yeah,
swoops her away from me.
yeah.
Um, but I that's the first one that comes to mind. I did
It's
a
a good
lot of
one.
those role. Oh, there was the ones with oh my I rob a bank at the beginning of one of the murder mystery ones, and it's called Garage Sale Mystery. I think it was like
Oh yes,
the
so
third Garage Sale Mystery, something like that. It was a very small part, and me and Allison Wanzura play a bank robbing couple, and that I think that was actually the very first one that I remember.
I love her. She's
So
good. She's good. She's cool. She plays like all kinds of good things. I like her
yeah,
a lot.
she's a wonderfully intelligent and great person.
Do you have like a character that you ever were that like stands out that's like one of your favorites?
Oh, definitely. I mean, so many favorite characters from over the years. In terms of the Hallmark world,
It doesn't have to be Hallmark. It could be anything. Whatever stands out.
yeah, well, it's yeah. I don't think there's one singular one that stands out as like that was my favorite one. But there was a short film I did called Entertainment early in my career. That was the first time I got to be sort of a crazy, zany drug dealer type guy, and that was really fun. And then there's a movie we have coming out this summer called From Italy with Amore, where I play an Italian restaurant owner. I think that'll probably be going to up. Um,
Oh,
and
nice.
I produced that one and put it together and everything. I really like
Nice.
my character in that.
Hold
And
on,
then
hold on. Plug it again. What is it? Because we'll all want to see it. Say it
yeah,
again.
it's called From Italy with Amore, and
Okay.
I star in it alongside Rebecca Dalton, and we shot it in my hometown of Sherwood Park, Alberta. We used a lot of locations, like this restaurant. The restaurant we use is directly across from the high school that I went to, and we've got a bunch of the high school students in drama to come over and be on set and see what an
Oh,
on-set
that's
experience
great.
was like. And one of the girls that goes to class there, we put her in a small role in the film, and so those
You're
experiences are some
giving
of my
back.
favorites.
You're giving
What's
back.
that?
Like, you're giving
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I'm trying
Oh,
to. Yeah, yeah.
we'll watch that. Now, when is that going to come out? In the summertime?
I don't think it's got a premiere date
Oh,
set. We just finished
okay.
post production on it and delivered the film, and I
Oh,
believe that they'll
so
probably be looking for a an air date. If I had to guess, July, August, September, something like that.
okay. Well, we're gonna look out for that. That would be fun.
Yeah,
All right.
I will be plugging that one loud and
Yeah.
proud when it comes out.
I'll
So
see it. I follow you on Instagram, so I'll see it. We'll see it.
great.
That's cool. I love it. Now, so the movie, which we're talking about next, is Romance to the Rescue. It premieres this Saturday on the Hallmark Channel in the United States. I don't know about what's going on in Canada, but for us, it's at 8 and then 7 Central. So that would be the 21st. Is it premiering in Canada that you know of? Because I know sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, no, it is. It's going to be premiering on the W network at the exact
Good.
same time, so 8, 7
Okay.
Central.
All
Yep.
right. Excellent. Yay. All right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like after I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I think Andrea, she went and tweeted this out at some point. It's like a little mini reunion between the two of you because you were in the Hamilton episodes of When Calls the Heart.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yes.
was on the 2nd season there, the much maligned 2nd season, very divisive, very, polarizing 2nd season.
Well, it was so
Yeah.
good. I love that season. I love the costumes. You were always sharply dressed,
Yeah.
handsome. I loved it. I mean, I loved Elizabeth. I'm a Hardy. Loved Elizabeth with Jack, but you were amazing. I love the friendship that you two had, like
Mm.
growing up. I like that whole backstory. We're always like, when is Charles coming back? Like, gotta come back for a visit.
That's what Andrea was saying, we were shooting this movie. She's like, "We need to think of a way for Charles to come back to Hope Valley." And
Yes.
I pitched her on, well, I was like, "What if I come back and Chris and I have a duel in the center of town over Aaron's honor, and he shoots me dead?"
No, 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 no. No, no. What did she say? Did she laugh?
She just laughed, yeah.
I love her. She is like the sweetest, and she's like one of my favorite characters on the show. But I love her as an actress. And I could talk to her forever, and she always has the best like behind the scenes stories, which I love. And she shares all kinds of little tidbits. And then I love it because then when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, oh, I remember when she said that. When she said like
Mm.
she's cute. She's a cutie.
She's one of
So
the best people I've met in the business, for sure. I really admire the way she stays connected with her fans. She promotes all her projects in a very
mhm.
genuine, honest way, and that's something I've taken notes from, to be honest, because I for a long time I was very self conscious about promoting my own things. It's a very big part of being Canadian that you shouldn't talk about yourself much, and but there's a very mature and respectful way to go about it. And she nails it, and I really admire that. So
Well, actually, probably through history, I think that comes from Great Britain too, because the British are like that. They don't want to like talk about themselves or whatever.
yeah,
Now in
Commonwealth
America,
nations.
where I'm from, in the United States, it's all about talking about yourself.
Well, America was built on the rebellion against the English, and we very much like are still under the
Yeah,
Queen up here, and so we're like, okay,
yeah.
we'll do as you tell
Yeah, I know,
us.
that's funny. All right, so Romance to the Rescue. I do not want you to give away any spoilers but I do want you to share some goodies. So like the overall like synopsis of what it's about. Like what is Romance to the Rescue about?
Yeah, Romance to the Rescue is about a supermarket manager, played
Oh.
by Andrea Brooks,
Mhm.
and she is in charge of sort of getting the word out for the supermarket and stuff. And her boss, played by Nathan Witt or Witty, I'm not totally sure. I'm sorry, Nathan, I can't remember how to say it
He's
exactly,
a
but
cutie. I like him too.
yeah, he's great. He's a cool
Yeah.
dude. And so she lies to him and says
Oh.
that she has a super dog, an agility trained border collie that can run through the course and do all the crazy stuff. And when in fact she doesn't have a dog at all. And so
Oh
she
good.
has to go out and quickly adopt one, and train it to be a super dog. And so she comes to my rescue shelter that I own and operate, and adopts this border collie Sam, and takes him home, and quickly discovers, like anyone who adopts a dog, how much of a handful they can be and how difficult
Mhm.
they can be. And so she comes back and enlists me to help her train him into a super dog in time to impress her boss, who she thinks is the one for her. And in the process, we may or may not have love and hijinks ensue.
May or may not. It's Hallmark. You do. So let's talk a little bit about the dog, Sam, which I believe his real name is Nova, Nova. Is that what it is?
It was a female dog named Nova,
Oh,
yeah,
a
who's a
female dog.
real life super dog. Yeah, a little behind insider baseball there. It plays a boy in the film. It's
Right.
it's a female dog.
Okay, that's all right. And is she an actor, or is she really like a dog that's, trains?
This if I remember right, this was the first time this particular dog had been in a film, or TV or any time on set.
Mhm.
The trainer, was well versed in being on sets and has, sort of a bunch of dogs that are movie dogs.
Mhm.
But I think that, that Nova was sort of newer, to her pack, and was also primarily like an agility trained dog who actually
Mhm.
does these courses. But because she was a border collie, she took to it so fast. It was baffling. We'd set up a scene, and then the trainer would see what Nova would need to do in the scene, and she would rehearse with, Nova, and then she would come over and tell us like what we needed to do to make Nova carry out the action that she needed to do, whether it was like not listen to us and run away, or like roll over, or like literally jump on one of our backs.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and she would just instantly pick it up, and then yeah, it was really entertaining and amazing to watch.
I know. I personally love it when there's a dog in a movie. Not if it's sad. It's not sad. I can't watch it, but I know that this will be okay. Is this like more of it's got to be lighthearted rom-com. That's what it kind of looks like to me. It's not on the
Oh
serious end.
yeah, no, no, it's very much a lighthearted rom-com.
Oh, I'm so excited about it. Now, were there any skills that you had to learn when you were working with the dog, or that were someone all right there, like to coach you, train you?
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of knowing how to guide Nova through the agility course, up the thing and down the thing and through the tunnel and through the
Right, right.
weavy things. Obviously, I've retained a lot of it, as you can see. But no, just the body language that you have to guide, the dog is its own sort of learned skill, and so we were taught some of that stuff, but all like on the day as we were doing it, because the dog is just so smart already.
There wasn't like when you were auditioning for the role, or they were coming to, it wasn't because you already had some skills or you had to know how to work with dogs, right? No, it
No,
was
people just keep offering me dog related
good.
roles. I don't know if I like look like a dog protector guy or something,
Mhm.
which would be very flattering if that were the case. But the last two Hallmark movies I've done, I've been like a shelter operator, and so so no, they didn't ask for my resume in terms of dog experience, but
Right, right.
I feel qualified now anyway.
And I the dog's gorgeous, so that's just she's like her own little character, and I liked it because I noticed I went and I looked, they gave her credit. Her name is there and she has credit, which is cute. There was a cute movie not too long ago with Chris McNally and Brittany Bristow, and a dog that is amazing. I interviewed the dog. Her name was Moxie, and her owner, and it was the first time she was ever on set too. And she was oh, I forgot what they called her. I can't even think what it was. But she was amazing and fun to work with. And of course, there were fun little mishaps and whatnot. So I'm sure this must have been fun and entertaining. Are you a dog person? Like, do you have your own? Do you have dogs yourself? Or
I I don't. We travel so much that we're not
yes.
really able to have one. I don't wanna be putting one on a
Yep.
plane constantly, or either
Yep.
or handing it off to my in-laws.
Mhm.
We me and my wife, we live in a neighborhood, there's dogs everywhere, and
Aw.
we literally sit at our window and watch them go by, and talk about which one we would like to have, what we might name it, and so we have it all, like, lined up in our heads, and one of these days, we'll pull the trigger on it, but not quite yet. It's funny you were just saying, Chris and Brittany's movie there. I'm literally shooting a movie with Brittany Bristow right now as we speak. I'm in the middle of it,
Oh,
and
she's lovely. She's so lovely. She's a beautiful person.
she's a beautiful person. Is
Yes.
honestly the best way to put it. She's fantastic, and she's yeah, she's just the best. But we were joking on one of our first days that that this Hallmark Spring Fling lineup that they're rolling out here. I think me and Andrea have the last movie, and her and Chris had the first movie,
Yes.
and the movies are very similar because they are all
Yes.
about dogs and stuff. And so
Yes.
we were getting a
Well,
kick out of that.
hers was more serious, I think, had like a little
Mm,
bit of a sadness but it turns out to be a good thing. But
mm.
yes, I noticed that too. I'm like, oh, we start with on and we end with one, but they're different. They're both gonna be wonderful in and of themselves. We are going to watch, we're going to love. What about your character? So I think your character's name is Kevin, correct?
Yes,
Yes. So
yes.
what is he? Control freak, relaxed, lovable? What can we expect from Kevin?
Very much an introvert.
Oh,
He's not super comfortable around people, had a bit of a stutter as a kid, and
aw,
got bullied a little bit. And so I think that he's the type of person who has sort of reverted to surrounding himself with dogs because they're just always accepting and lovable and
true.
the perfect escape from humans.
Well, that's true. And then along comes Kira, right? That's Andrea's character's name, correct?
Hmm.
So,
Yep.
from what we could see, we're not spoiling anything, but what's been shown in the promos and whatnot, it looks like she has like zero experience with dogs. Like it was like
Yeah.
a whim that she went and okay. So because there, I wanted to get it right, and I think I put it in there for you. I'm referring to my notes here. The way that Hallmark promoted it and the synopsis they put, I was like, what does that mean? It says do a play on words. Their budding romance hits a new obstacle that may throw them off course when Kevin learns why Kira adopted Sam.
Mm.
What does that mean? What can you tell that you're not going to give away stuff? You didn't know your character didn't know why she really adopted the dog. Is that what it's saying?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I
Oh,
think that Kira comes under, well, Kevin is so protective of these dogs
okay.
because he feels like they're his responsibility. And so he actually has a process in place where he doesn't allow just anyone to adopt a
Okay.
dog. And
Sure.
so he makes sure, he tries to make sure that Kira has the right intentions when in fact she may not, because she's really doing this to fulfill this lie that she told. But of course, in the process, she falls for the dog and
Sure.
does in the
Oh,
end have the right intentions. But so yeah, that creates some conflict when that comes to light.
okay. All right. Because if not, then we wouldn't like the leading lady, and that wouldn't be a good thing. That's not Hallmark's way.
No, no.
But it just adds a little controversy. That's
Yeah.
cool. Is there anything about your character, and I know I'm kind of putting you on a spot on this one, anything about your character that you're playing that you really liked, that was fun to play? Was there something about him that you related to, or maybe you didn't? Maybe it's a person totally opposite from you, so that makes it enjoyable to play.
I like his introverted nature. I think that it made it fun to try to be the lead guy, but also sort of somebody who doesn't warm up to people
Mhm.
extremely fast. Because that created some obstacles for me as an actor to try to explore. Because you want him to be a lovable person for the audience's sake and open to love for Kira, but also he's got some walls up, and so that was a fun thing to try to navigate.
Now, you're saying his character is introverted, right? So, is there going to like the character that Nathan plays? Will what we see a little competition? Will we see some of your manly side come out?
I wish that would have been fun for me and Nathan, but I don't.
No.
No, we don't cross paths too much. We have one
Oh,
scene that
okay.
if I recall. But no, there's not a lot of jostling between us.
Okay. That's all right. That's we're just going to see a little bit more romance then. That's how I'm going to think about it. Oh, so we're excited. I mean, I'm a fan. We can't wait to watch. We will be watching live. By any chance, I know you're filming. Are you going to have an opportunity to tweet or no?
Yeah, I'm heading to New York
Good.
this weekend actually. So I'll be
Oh,
in the States, so I'll be watching it on the mothership, the Hallmark channel,
nice.
live from my hotel room and tweeting along with Andrea and Heather, our director. So
Excellent. That's good. And Andrea's great at tweeting, but I was just going to say Brittany, when she was tweeting for her movie, She was wild. She was wild. She was out there retweeting everybody's tweets. That's the thing. Anytime you like something, when you retweet it, put romance to the rescue as the hashtag, and then we see if we can get it somewhere in the line trending. I'm just giving you
Yeah.
some pointers, okay?
I've played the game before. I
All
know the
right.
Hallmark way, and I'm happy to engage and do the same. Yeah, I uh, I think I almost got like the thing where you tweet too much and then they like lock you out. That almost happened on the last Hallmark movie I had. So I was
Oh,
retweeting everybody.
oh, so you are the pro. I'm like speaking to the choir here. Sorry. All right. So we have, I don't know what device you're on, but there's comments and
Yeah, I can see him.
cool. People are like showing you the love and have some questions. So I just highlight it as we're going. But if you see something you wanted to address, that's fine too. I'm going to start like this is Janice. She says she loves the diversity of your roles and your ability to do them so well.
Yeah, Janice, I love that comment to be honest, because while
Oh,
I love working on Hallmark and I do all the time and have for many years, I also like to see what else is out there and just have a
yes.
good like broad career as an actor. So thank you, Janice.
I have on Monday nights when Calls the Heart is on, I recap the Sunday night before, and I have a partner, a co-host, and her name is Kathy. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I have Marcus coming on Thursday." She's like, "What?" She goes, "Oh my God, I love him. As a matter of fact," she's so funny. She goes, "As a matter of fact, he can play a scary guy." She likes the
Yeah.
scary guy part, I guess. Oh gosh. All right, Kathleen, she says, Marcus, did you enjoy playing Charles on When Calls the Heart?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, that was one of my first larger roles. I'd only been acting for, I don't know, 2 years, something like that, and
Oh,
two,
really?
three
You did a
years.
good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was very, very early on, and it was the first time I'd gotten to be on multiple episodes of something and have a
Mhm.
bit of my own arc. And the like, Erin Krakow is as good a lead in a show as there ever was. She is a
Yes.
natural born leader, an endlessly wonderfully nice person, which is difficult to maintain when you have sort of the pressure, the expectations, and the amount of work that someone like her is handed.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I had a great time.
And the actresses that played her sister, like you sisters, you were right in the setting itself was amazing. Like the what the house was supposed to be and the and
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite seasons. I really
Hmm.
enjoyed it. You did a good job. And then you even get to go into Hope Valley. You show up on the set of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We spent some good time in Jamestown there, which is the set
Mhm.
that they shoot at for Hope Valley. Yeah,
I know. It's like its own little world.
yeah,
Chris, she wants to know, are you and Chris still good friends? Now, I'm going to give you a little sidebar note on this, okay? Chris is an admin to the Chris McNally fan page that is on Facebook, which is hilarious. I don't even know if he knows it exists. I think he knows because they did something for his birthday and he said thanks. So I'm just giving her a hello. And that's probably why she wants to know if you two are still friends, trying to get some scoop from you.
Christine. That's my mom's name actually.
Oh,
Um, what's so funny is Brittany and I were discussing Chris like 2 or 3 nights ago on set. We were shooting this fire pit scene late into the night,
oh, fire pit.
and I hadn't spoken to him for 6 months or 5 months or something. So I was like, I'm just gonna call him. So I just FaceTimed him as we were sitting there, and we spoke real quick. We didn't have a ton of time because we had to start shooting again, and he was at home. Um, but Chris will always be a good friend of mine. But as both of our careers sort of advance, we're living in different cities now. We see each other and speak to each other less and less. But every time we do, it's all love. So
That's life. That happens. And then before you
yeah.
know it, you'll circle back. That's how it goes. Janice says, do you have oh, this is interesting because you have done different time periods. Do you have a favorite time period to work within or in?
Yeah, that's a good question. I hadn't really thought about like what's my preferred time period to work in, but it was fun to play in the When Calls the Heart timeline. I assume that's where this question stems from. It doesn't. totally. It's not burdening itself with historical accuracy all the time.
Right, right. Yeah. So you don't have to worry. Oh, goodness. Marcus, you froze. Oh, no. This happened with us, with Matthew. What's going on in Canada and you froze?
Am I losing you?
Nope, you're here. It's just that you froze. You could talk. Oh,
Oh, I think it's freezing up here.
you're there. You're good. There you go. So you're saying it's not always
Oh, you can hear me?
historically
Okay.
yeah, we can. It's not always historically
Okay.
accurate or super accurate, so you you don't have to worry
No,
about
but it
it.
was super fun. Not to knock it, of course, but
No, no,
it
no. I
it
I'm the one that worded it wrong. You're correct. I'm sorry. Keep going.
no, no, no. Yeah, no, it was a ton of fun to play in that time period. Regardless of that, and I don't know. I think I like playing in present day. I'm really fascinated with the challenges of the modern people. So
Yeah. I have a question. This is just something I always keep forgetting to ask this question when I'm talking with actors. Is it okay to say that? Like you play a role or I'm playing? Is that terminology okay? Or is that like, I don't know, not proper to say? Is that all right to
what do you
word it?
what do you might have to clarify. I don't think
Okay.
I understand.
So me, if I'm saying to you, "Oh, you played the role of," or "You played, Charles," that word "played," is that okay? Is that
Oh
accurate to
yeah.
say? Okay.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm not sure what the alternative would be even.
I don't even know. I just always I don't know why I'm asking that because I feel like one time, and I don't mean now in recent times, somebody had said to me, actors don't use playing the role or something, but I mean, I could have
Mm,
heard that on the show.
actors are too touchy sometimes.
Okay.
That's
All
what I
right.
think.
Margie says, very interesting trivia. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a Chris one. You rooming with Chris McNally and all your jobs you had pre-acting. That's true. Have you and Chris ever done any movies together?
Uh, no. No, I don't think we've ever worked on any of the same projects. No, we've definitely no, I don't think we have. We've done countless, audition tapes together, that much I can tell
Oh,
you.
cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know
we used to set up our audition studio thing in his apartment, and we go there and do our little self tapes together for our the roles we were auditioning for and stuff. And then we had a place together in Los Angeles, and we had the same setup there. And but yeah, so we've certainly acted together a lot in classes. We were in class together, but not professional gig. No.
maybe one day it's something we'll put that out there in the universe. Somebody could be
Yeah,
hearing, you never know. Christine says, I like the way you wear your baseball hat. Is that what that is? Cap rather?
yeah, yeah.
And wants to know what the sports emblem is.
Los
Oh,
Angeles, LA.
oh.
Yeah. Why? I don't think I have a great, explanation for why. I spend some time in LA every once in a while, but I'm certainly not a huge baseball fan
Mhm.
or a big, yeah, I don't know, I like the cap.
Now you said you were very athletic. Did you what was your sport or sports that you
The sports that I
participated in?
actually played a lot of were rugby, volleyball. I played a lot of hockey when I was younger.
Of course.
Yeah, I know. You have to in Canada or else you get
Yes.
kicked out. Um, and I played a little bit of football, but you couldn't play at the same time as volleyball, so I ended up playing volleyball instead of football because it was inside and not running through snow and not getting hit. And all my buddies played volleyball, but some basketball, soccer, a lot of stuff.
You remind me of my father. He played like every sport you can imagine.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, he was and he's into every sport, right? Like to this day. And the trivia rolls off his head. I'm like, Dad, how do you I don't even know how he knows all that stuff. Like,
yeah.
and
I'm probably just like that. I
yeah,
am a huge sports fan, and I know everything that's going on with most of the
yeah,
sports at all times. So,
that's your thing. You know what? Have you ever played an athlete in any of your
have I
movies?
played an athlete? I feel I played a retired baseball player who had gotten an injury in a movie called A Vineyard Romance.
Wait a minute, I think I know that one.
Yeah, it aired on Up. Um, I feel like I probably have, and I jump at the opportunity to play an athlete of some sort because that is easy to connect with for me. So
Now, and I'm just thinking about this. The movie that you were just telling us that's going to sometime be out, probably like late summer, early fall, maybe. Um, is it a chef, a restaurant? What did you say?
yeah, basically, my brother and I own an Italian restaurant that's been in our family for many years,
Okay,
and then
you're an
Rebecca
Italian.
Dalton.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Northern Italian.
Okay. My grandfather was Northern Italian. My
Oh
grandmother
yeah?
was from Sicily. Oh, yeah, from Sicily. I live in a very small Italian town in South Jersey, so
Oh
yeah.
no way! I'm going to Italy in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, we're gonna
Enjoy.
go to Rome and Florence and all
You're gonna love
around.
it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
I bet.
interrupt you. So, okay,
Um,
so you own a restaurant. You do any cooking?
my brother plays the chef, and I play sort of the guy that runs everything.
The business.
And then our female leading lady, played by Rebecca Dalton, is a journalist for a wellness magazine, and she pitches her boss on doing an article where that you sort of lean into the idea of wellness that isn't built around upkeep. It's about feeding your desires, and
Oh,
in this way, it's about uh, in letting yourself enjoy comfort food, Italian comfort food in this case. And
okay.
there's nothing wrong with a big bowl of pasta, and so she kind of comes and so she comes to that's where it ends up. I'm doing a terrible job of telling this,
No,
but
no, it sounds
she
fun.
on her birthday she comes to the restaurant and she sees the man of her dreams show up, and he quickly comes in and leaves, and she assumes that that's who she's supposed to be with, so she ends up coming back every day to try to run into him. And in the meantime, she comes up with this concept where she is going to spend time in this restaurant learning about it to write this article for her boss, but really she's trying to run back into this dream man, and I just happen to get in the way and be the guy that runs the restaurant and teach her all about Italian culture and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Do you speak Italian in the movie?
I speak a little bit, and I'm very
No,
nervous about the reception because
no, you're
I
joking. That's fabulous.
very, very little, and we'll
Okay.
see how it goes over.
Do you know what I always love? I love when people ask, like, if do I speak Spanish? And I'll say, like I do, but it's like restaurant Spanish. Like it's
Right,
all the
right.
dishes and the food, right? You know?
Yeah, yeah. That's my Spanish too. It's just I can order a coffee and ask for the check. So
Yeah. Okay, Martha. So we're almost winding down, so I can let you go. It might be dinner time by you. I never know. It's Martha saying, looking forward to this movie. I love dog movies. And
thank you,
um,
Martha.
I know this is Gloria. She says, I am ready to live tweet. She has it. She has the hashtag ready for you.
Gloria's ready. I'll see you
Yeah.
on Saturday, Gloria.
Oh, now this is someone who must have watched the Vineyard Romance. I feel like I have too. I'm gonna have to go look for it. Says
Hmm.
yes, Vineyard Romance. Love that. And what's Teresa saying? I've enjoyed watching you go from the hometown boyfriend to the leading man. Oh, and you deserve all the success. You are so good, and you can play a jerk and then a fading love interest. Bravo. That's
I'll take it.
funny. That's so funny. C says, thank you, Marcus, for the comment about Erin. It confirms what comes across about her and when calls the heart and online.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't keep a show like that going for as long as it's been going and through everything that it's had to go through without a solid rock at the core and at the lead like Aaron Krakow. So endless respect for that.
And then we have one last question before we say goodbye. I think Martha's talking about in the movie, the restaurant that you were talking about, you said. Is it if you filmed it in your home, was it your hometown?
Yeah, we filmed that one. My whole thing, I'm producing these types of films now. We're actually
Mhm.
doing two more there this summer. But
Cool.
over the last couple of years, I've been trying to bring film and television products to the Edmonton area because growing up there, I didn't see anything
Mhm.
filming, and I didn't really know that this creative industry was an option. I thought I had to be a hockey player, an oil worker, or some sort of tradesman, that kind of thing. And so I almost missed it, I feel like, and so it's kind of one of my goals to bring, since I do so many of these types of films and I've learned how to make them, bring these back and produce them there. And so with from Italy with Amore specifically, it was a goal of mine to find as many locations in my hometown of Sherwood Park, which is just a suburb of Edmonton, as possible. And there's a wonderful Greek restaurant called Vicky's Bistro in the heart of town that's like
Mhm.
directly across from the high school I went to. And so when I knew we were doing this movie, I went in there and I talked to them, and they were super excited to be involved and to let us use their restaurant. We were endlessly grateful, and we turned it into our Italian restaurant. And then there's a spa that we use called Rock Spa. There's these offices called Mindable offices that play as our magazine offices. And so, yeah, one of the great joys of that film was utilizing all these locations from my hometown, and seeing the excitement of those business owners and the people in town that will get to see their town on TV.
Right. That's amazing. Actually, you're a good human. Aw, I
I
love
I try to
that.
be.
No, that's amazing because you're thinking about the future there. You want them to not you want them to be exposed to what you were exposed to later, and it was, like, eye-opening, so you're giving it to them right away, which is great. Did they happen to give you the key to the town?
Not yet, not yet. You should tell them to
Make
do
a little
that
parade?
though.
We do that in my town. Just a fun fact, we actually have a parade, and we have given the key away to some, like, President Biden, his wife was born in Hamilton where I live.
Oh wow.
Yes, and she came to visit, and, when Donald Trump was president, his campaign the woman who ran his campaign, she actually lived in Hamilton and went to school here in the parochial school. So I'm joking, like, we give out the key and have them in the parade. They need to do that in your hometown, create a parade for Marcus.
I hope they hear you. One of the joys of my life is being from a small town, because it
Yes.
feels it's just a great community feeling when we go back there and bring things there. And even just when I'm around town, you run into people you went to high school with, family members of friends of yours. And yeah,
Yeah.
I love small towns.
Me too. I'm with you. Me too. Me too. All right. So thank you so much for this. We could say goodnight to everyone, and then I'll say goodnight to you in the studio. This was lovely.
Sounds good. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, and thank you for all your comments and your questions. And tweet along with me on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday, 8, 7 Central, Hallmark Channel. We'll be there. Thank you.